The NRA in Australia has a campaigning strategy that's very similar to the NRA here in the United States. They like to coach certain groups on what to say or how to act following a shooting. Now, recently, reporters at Al Jazeera secretly recorded members of the NRA in Australia giving advice to the One Nation Party. This is an anti-immigration party in Australia. And what you're about to see is a secret recording of how the NRA members advised these individuals. Take a look.
The One Nation visitors are meeting the NRA's PR team.
Hi, Roger.
They're the people who deal with reporters when a mass shooting takes place. Lars Dalsard is one of the NRA's senior media liaison officers. If another mass shooting happens in Australia, he advises One Nation to smear supporters of gun control by accusing them of exploiting the tragedy.
How dare you stand on the graves of those children to put forth your political agenda?
Yeah.
Completely shame them to the whole idea.
I love that.
It's like, if your policy isn't good enough to stand on its own, how dare you use their deaths to push that forward?
That's really good.
That's a great
Very
word.
strong.
They always drag our name into it. They want to drag our name into it. And if it's a bad story, like if a child gets hurt or shot with a gun, they want to call the NRA first. Well, why are you calling us? What do we have to do with this?
Catherine Mortensen is also part of the NRA's public relations team.
We will not comment because we don't want our name in that story. We have nothing to do with it. So we generally just won't comment.
And if they do comment, the NRA has a blueprint for managing the media.
Offense, offense, offense. And that is an effective communication strategy. And that's what the NRA does very well.
Wow,
that was
is
amazing.
Terrific report by Al Jazeera. And so let's break it down. First of all, they go to consult with a racist anti-immigration One Nation party in Australia. Not surprising. Number two, they tell you not just the NRA's battle plan, but the entire conservative battle plan in America, which is offense, offense, offense. And this is what the Democrats don't understand. For 17 years that we've been on the air, we've been telling them, for God's sake, go on the offense. The other side only plays offense, and you're getting mauled by them. And so it's amazing to see insider footage of them explaining, yeah, no, we never apologize, we don't comment, and if we do, we say it's their fault. And even though the guns killed the kids, we're gonna give you a talking point. And that was the third part that's amazing and the most important part of this, where you see them actually delivering the talking points. We tell you about it all the time. We say, the different groups like ALEC, NRA, Heritage Foundation, they come up with talking points for right wingers, and then you will see them saying it on television over and over again. But here's one where you see the actual closed door meeting where they go, this is the talking point you use when people die from guns that we profit off of. What you should tell people is, it's their fault for standing on the graves of the people who were shot.
And
wow.
And what was also clear from that video is that any type of outrage that you see from the NRA regarding the death of children and people wanting to draw attention to the fact that kids are being killed as a result of lax gun laws, all that outrage is fake. They're not actually offended that people want to talk about solutions and they want to talk about ways to prevent these shootings from happening so kids don't die in the future. They pretend to be outraged that people are politicizing the death of children. They're not actually outraged. They don't actually care. The only thing that they do care about is either maintaining lax gun laws or further disbanding or dismantling whatever gun laws exist. That is part and parcel of what the NRA pushes to do. That's their objective. So we have more. The next video also gives you a behind the scenes look at what the NRA does when they're advising people on mass shootings and how to respond.
We've been importing all these Muslims into Australia. We have 230,000 people coming in a year. Our population's only 25 million, and they're really dangerous people. And they're just breaking into people's homes with house with baseball bats and killing people, basically stealing everything they own. Gangs. It is just, our country's going into chaos.
In Australia, it's rape, it's burglary. We have African gangs now that are imported to Australia and they're coming into the house with baseball bats to steal your car.
So every time there's a story there about the African gangs coming in with baseball bats, a little thing that you put out there, maybe at the top of the tweet or the Facebook post or whatever, is like, not allowed to defend their home, not allowed to defend their home, boom.
I mean, we're seeing this in the United States right now. Fearmonger about minority groups, talk about how dangerous and scary immigrants are, and then talk about how guns are the only way that you can protect yourself from all the scary others that are coming into the country.
So you have a guy who, his whole point of the party is to be racist, and he openly talks in public about how Muslims and Africans are going to hurt the real people of Australia. The NRA sees that and doesn't find that vile. They think, oh, that's a kindred spirit. Let me go help him with his racism because it'll help me sell more guns. So, hey, yeah, tell people, oh, the dangerous black people are coming at you with baseball bats. You better buy a gun and kill them. And hey, they'll make a couple of dollars when that person dies, right or wrong, doesn't matter. And then after they die, the NRA will come back and give you more talking points. Oh, if the people who are complaining that we shot and murdered those people, they're standing on their graves. Good talking point, right? Remember from the earlier clip, the racist goes, ooh, I like that.
Right, and so after this report was released and after people got to see what really happens behind the scenes with the NRA, a member of this anti-immigrant party, the One Nation Party, spoke to the press about it and further proved that he is very much anti-immigrant and racist. Take a look.
In those discussions, I actually took him into my house because he seemed to be a very reasonable guy, wore the Akubra hat. I never, ever suspected in my wildest dreams that this guy was employed by a Middle Eastern country, by Al Jazeera, as an Australian spy to interfere in Australian politics. Clearly, I'm going to apologise to the people of Australia for some of the things that Roger Muller has taped me saying when we were having a few drinks at the bar at our local hotel. And I don't talk like that publicly. We were three men talking together and we were having scotches for about 3 or 4 hours. And that is the truth of the matter.
I was drunk. I mean, I said a lot of really bad things, and I was complicit in these crazy talking points, and and I was just drunk. I had scotch. I said, yeah, but Muslim country. That investigative guy came from a Muslim country. Did you get that, Muslim country? Yeah,
no, I love that because he's like, no, when I said those racist things, I was drunk. I didn't mean it. But now let's focus on who to really hate: Muslims, because this report came from a Middle Eastern country, so obviously it's not true. I believe that's also racist or bigoted, take your pick.
Yeah, bigoted. But look, I think this is something that reinforces what we've already suspected here in the States. Australia is different from the United States in that when there was a mass shooting in the country, 35 people were killed. The lawmakers there made some strong, policy decisions, including, making people turn in their semi-automatic guns and self-loading weapons. They introduced tougher requirements on purchasing guns. For instance, firearms must be registered and owners must have a license. And so the laws have been in place since 1996, I believe. Yeah, 1996, 650,000 guns were handed in. And the only thing that I wanna say is, I hope the people of Australia take a good hard look at the chaos here in the United States and the nonsense with our gun laws and learn a lesson from that. You guys are going about it the right way. Don't follow our model or our lobbying groups or special interest groups like the NRA who push to make society less safe.
Yeah, and the only problem there for that Australian politician is that he didn't quite thoroughly listen to the NRA enough, because what the NRA would have advised him to do when caught in a scandal like that would be offense, offense, offense. So another NRA enthusiast like Steve King would have said, I don't see what's wrong with white supremacy. On the go, don't worry, we got you covered. You can still listen to TYT at our new podcast network. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, or at tyt.com/podcast.